Hello, and thank you so much for waiting, everybody. We were having a few technical issues with my microphone, and we didn't think you wanted to hear that awful noise the entire time we were playing. So, we had to figure that out first before we got started. I don't know if you can tell, but I am very cold right now, so I am very bundled up. Anyway, this is Scarred Lands Purge of the Serpentholds. This is Season 2, Episode 6, and thank you so much for joining us. Give me just a moment. I actually have to get to my notes instead of just, assuming I know them all by heart, which is not true. Before I dig into my usual announcements, I do have a slightly more personal announcement to make. Tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, my home channel, Roll the Roll, will be hosting a one-night Monster of the Week one-shot called Murder on the Polar Express to benefit No Kid Hungry. No Kid Hungry helps combat food insecurity in the U.S. through partnering with schools, local programs, and nationwide initiatives to help fill the gaps left by general funding. Just $1 can help feed a child 10 meals, which means every dollar really counts. So join us tonight for a festive time for a good cause. Donating gets you the chance to win some excellent prizes, like some dice from Die Hard Dice, a download code for the game Monster Prom, some digital Monster of the Week goodies from Evil Hat Productions and Roll20. And I actually have some of the dice sets right here. I don't know if you can see them, but here's one of the sets you can win. It's a sparkly set. That is, I'm throwing it around right now, but it is a clear set with little snowflake pieces in it, sparkly glitter, quite beautiful. And then let's see the other one. One of the other ones, there are these ones, which are a fantastic metal set. Get out of here. There we go. That are Christmas themed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, those are some of the things you can win. Please join us. Although donations are already open, donations during the game specifically in quantities of $5, $10, and $20 are incentivized. So $5 makes mistletoe appear above two characters of your choosing. I'm sure to hilarious effect. $10 makes the players of your choice use a Christmas song, title, or lyrics in their next dialogue, which will be a lot of fun. And $20 makes the whole stream use Santa and elf voices for 1 minute, which means the DM will talk like Santa and the rest of us will be his elves for 1 minute. Which, considering we're investigating a murder, is gonna be quite the scene, I should hope. Yeah, it's
I need to watch this.
Yeah.
Please
Hey,
do.
Rin, can you give us a preview of your elf voice?
Well, sure, I think it sounds something like this. Hi, I'm an elf. You can call me Jingles. Aren't you so happy that it's Christmas?
Oh
Hey,
my god.
Jingles.
You're an absolute disgrace to elf kind.
Hi, that's because I'm a Santa's worker elf. I'm not like, a fancy elf. I just make presents and, other elf things.
I would like
Thank
to
you. From the bottom of my cold heart, thank
I wish I could
you.
forget
That
that.
was a delight.
You're so welcome. And I've just put 2 links in the chat. One of them is for the Tiltify. You can donate now if you're interested in doing so. Otherwise, you can wait to do so during the game to get us to do things like talk in this voice. Everyone would have their own elf voice, of course, and I'm sure Cody has a Santa voice. But you could hear me talk like this for, at least a minute. And finally, there's also the just link to our Twitch. So that is once again going to be at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'm going to stop that voice now. I really could do it forever though. So I hope you all enjoy it. It's bound to be a really good time. I'm really excited for this, and we have a lot of cool stuff to give away. So please join us. Anyway, on with the usual announcements. As always, I'd like to thank Ryan at Simulcree on Twitter for the theme song he created for our show. I'm linking him in chat right now. He has open commission slots, and he does a really great job, and he's just a really nice guy. So if you need some music, hit him up. He does great work. And I'd like to thank the Onyx Path for inviting us to run this show. If you haven't picked up the Scarred Lands player guide yet, you can get it via PDF from DriveThruRPG or in print from Indie Press Revolution. Here are the links for that. Boop. And then, gotta go to the right notes again. Also check out the thus far newest Scarred Lands expansion, Frostlands of Fenrirlic from the Sluritian Vault. You can find in the link I'm about to post. The character Suida is playing is from this little expansion. It's very cool. It gives you an entirely new continent to explore, which is awesome.
I'm so sorry if I'm destroying the canon of any of Frostlands for Fenrilik by playing Zariva the way that I am, but it's been great.
I mean, yeah, I would say as long as it doesn't directly contradict the books, not destroying canon.
It's actually pretty good. You're doing fine.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
So lastly, Scarred Lands Dead Man's Rust is still going strong on Kickstarter for at least 4 more days. They have already blown past their original goal of 15K and have raised over 21K. If they can reach 22K, which is pretty close, the Gazetteer of Dire Drendal, I'm not certain how to say that, is unlocked. This supplemental PDF focuses on the underground city of the Drendali, providing hooks and guidance on how to incorporate it into the Dead Man's Rust mega adventure. I'd personally love to see this get unlocked because I want to know more about the Drendali. So get over there and support this very cool, very metal Kickstarter. Hiromi, do you want to say a little bit about Dead Man's Rust since you know it best?
I sure do. Also, we have blown past 22K, so the Dear Drendal supplement is unlocked.
Awesome! That wasn't unlocked earlier today.
It's a recent event, and that's exciting. Maybe I'll write part of it. I don't know. We'll find out. Dead Man's Rust is billed as a mega adventure because it will take you and over a year campaign playing to actually get through the thing. Like, you could start playing now, because if you back it, you get the manuscript for all the rules, all the NPCs, all of the encounters and settings. Scarred Lands takes place over an entire world. Dead Man's Rust kind of focuses in on the center parts of Gelspod, which is also where a lot of the action for this stream happens. Basically, a magical plague is infecting a group of races that used to be completely immune to diseases, and because of that, they're not taking proper precautions, and it's a pandemic, and shit's going bad. And we wrote this last year before any of this happened. It's not our fault that it happened, but we're prescient.
But what if it is, though?
Well, then my words have more power than I thought they did, and I need to make some changes around this world.
Please manifest better energy, please.
Yeah.
Please.
But so Dead Man's Rust had a ton of POC and queer authors. I was one of 3 or 4 trans authors. Which means that one chapter, just one, I counted 10 explicitly trans NPCs that you can run into. This isn't just special, after school special queer. No. This is queer people exist in the world because queer people exist in the fucking world, and that's not weird or unusual. That's just life. And that kind of strong representation is super fun. So I had a lot of fun writing it. I hope people have lots of fun playing it. The book gets into just tons and tons of lore that has not been explored in Scarred Lands ever, including back in the OGL 3 point whatever days. There's a lot of new information that people haven't seen before, and you could, after you get through the main plot, you could just hang out and explore all of the subplots that we seeded through for probably a year. It's a huge campaign book and setting book, and it's a lot of fun.
I am so excited for that. Just how much it expands the world, really. It's something that, the original Scarred Lands player guide that they, put out for 5e, it gives you a lot, but there are so many areas that it doesn't touch, and just the fact that, more areas are explored is really exciting to me. All right, so definitely check out Dead Man's Rust. There's a lot of cool stuff, and they're running out of time, and you definitely want to get in on it. If you would like to support our show specifically, the link is now in chat. Right now. Boop. There we go. And yeah, that's basically it for our announcements. But we always have the cast go around and introduce themselves. So we'll start with Rune to give Hiromi a bit of a break from speaking. Rune, who are you? What do you do? Who do you plan?
I am Spartacus.
I'm
that's new.
Spartacus.
No, hi, I'm Rune. I play Marigold, the extraordinarily extra bard. Normally I'm pink, but today I am not so pink. Probably something to do with me having 7 HP. I make art. You can find me on the internet doing art things. I stream on Sundays in a different game where I don't dress up.
Very nice. You're not pink today, but we still love you. Sweeta, who are you? What do you do? Who do you play?
Hi, I'm Sweeta. I'm currently stepping in while Megan is out taking care of her little one. I am playing Zariva, who is a cryomaniac duckling. The most important thing that Zariva learned last time was that science is safe and snakes are bad. In real life, I make digital experiences. You can find me on Twitter yelling about games, museums, anything in the world, although I can't remember the last time I was in a museum. Feels like this year has been a decade. But yeah, you can find me also working on the occasional tabletop RPG. I just worked on a Kickstarter that just got funded, and we are starting to release those rewards next year. It's a project called Strange Lusts, Strange Loves. I hope you'll check it out and hopefully support us as we actually make the thing happen.
Definitely do, because it seems so cool. I'm really excited to have been able to back it. It's very interesting. All right, last up, Hiromi, who are you? What do you do now that you've had a little bit of break from talking?
Hey, I'm Hiromi. They, them. I am playing Zasa, she, her. I write for RPG companies and make queer fiction. Most of my work is for Onyx Path, but I also work for tons of other folks. Do cultural consulting and whatnot, including something that I can't talk about for Magic the Gathering, but you'll find out.
We'll hear someday.
Yes. Zasa is a hyper-focused snake girl wizard.
And we love her for it. Even if some of her science is perhaps dangerous. But, you know, as Zariva learned, science is safe. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
What's the worst that could happen?
Maybe only death. I'm sure it's okay.
And is that even the worst thing that can happen?
No, probably not, actually. In the world of Skarn, there's probably worse things than death in many cases. All right. I've also finally stopped with cameras, so I think I can switch us to the other screen right as we get into what we were talking about. Last week, you all ventured to an oasis, kind of accidentally. You found it when you were traversing the desert, and you had a feeling that maybe this was the Serpenthold you had been advised to check out by Sina. It did seem to be in the right area. This Serpenthold, though, was seemed to be a trap. I'm going to switch us to our map screen so everybody can see it. Let me double check on the big screen to make sure everybody's in the right place, because the screen was very small while I was doing this, and I want to make sure I haven't mixed anybody up. Oh, I gotta wait. I gotta wait for the lag. I will talk while I wait for the lag. So, yes,
No,
you're
it's good.
all in the right place. Perfect. Okay, so you went to this oasis, and you... From afar, you could see a gorgeous bow, which was just sitting out there. It seemed pretty suspicious, but you had to come check it out. You were meant to come to this area anyway, and, you know, when you just ignore a trap, that's no fun. So, you arrived here, and you realized there was something strange about the area. It seems like there was some sort of poisonous mist that was rising up from the oasis itself, which... certainly not average, but maybe not the weirdest thing you've ever encountered. However, as you were poking around, finding things, trying to figure out if this was actually the Serpenthold you were looking for, a mysterious being came out of the underbrush, who you all named Russell Peters, because he was just a rustling in the bushes at first. Unfortunately, he turned out to be a serpent golem. Let me make him real big so everybody can see.
You mean a giant asshole?
Yeah, he was not a great dude, unfortunately. Here we go. This is a serpent golem for everybody to see. And
I would like to not see that again.
Yeah, I would also be okay with not seeing that again.
One of the main things that Russell Peters could do is he was seemingly completely impervious to most attacks, unless they were from magical weapons or magic itself, and he was able to hypnotize much of the party, making this already dangerous area infinitely more dangerous. The party's pretty worn down now after defeating Russell Peters, but as the golem was defeated, the skull that was kind of capping off the entire writhing pile of snakes dropped to the sand, and that was where we left off last week. Now, a reminder, being from where Russell Peters is right here on the map, basically across, and when you go down here, basically being within 2 squares of the water, that is where that poisonous mist is not dispersed enough, and you do have to make con saves. Otherwise, as you've seen with a failed check, you can literally just collapse. So be careful, friends. How would you like to investigate?
I think I would like to not investigate. I'd like to back away from the fucking water real quick.
Mage hand? Do we just, dunk it in places?
Yeah. Marigold absolutely moves back to not by the water. Just sits down in the sand next to Menaluin.
Oh, and I did want to mention, today we are short, Candy and Shawnee. Candy just wasn't feeling well, so she's not here today, which, we're just gonna hope she feels better. And Shawnee just had a prior engagement. So the characters of Shaho and Kai will not be acting unless we absolutely need them to. For instance, if the party just keeps failing checks they really need to make, I might roll as Shaho or Kai just to help them out. But I don't expect them to get into too much trouble. I'm sure it's fine.
Why?
I promptly throw Kai into the lake. I'm joking.
The perfect test.
Yeet. I don't actually think I could pick Kai up.
Probably
because
not.
my strength is 8 and she's in full armor.
Yeah, she's small, but she is in full armor. And your strength is 8. You wanted to try Mage Hand, like dipping into the water? Are you looking for anything in particular? Trying to see anything in particular?
I'm just going fishing.
Oh, that can't end badly.
Alright.
Listen, how deep could it be? Truly, what's the worst?
It's the range on Mage Hand.
Yeah, so check that range.
30 feet.
So you have to be within 30 feet of whatever point you're trying to search around in the water. So I would say, if you're trying to go into the middle area, you could be right here, which is safe outside of the range. You could be about here.
Yeah. I'm currently right here.
Yeah, you're in the range. You did a check a little while ago during the battle, so that will hold for a while, but if you stayed there, you would need to make another check.
Just gonna skedaddle. I'll probably move over here and start checking.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to sit here next to my zebra and maybe not die. Whew. Well, don't get too far away into that. I don't know what's in there.
I'd like to help, and I will, but I think you need to sit down for a bit. I'm missing some of my blood, and science shows that missing blood is bad.
Right, I think we should all...
It's linked to multiple unfortunate health effects.
I'm gonna write that down.
I should take a short rest really quick.
Yeah, we could do that. So missing blood is bad. Bad with a capital B or bad with a lower K?
Bad with an absolute capital B.
Got it.
All right. So if Zarila, if you also want to take the short rest before starting to investigate, you can, but you just have to be outside of the the fume area, we'll call it, just because you can't actively rest while also trying to not die, for reasons.
Take an extra hit die, y'all. Since Marigold will sit and pluck at his ukulele or whatever the fuck he's got going on.
Oh, and I did mention last time, but I'll mention it again, this beautiful Oasis map, which the party has drawn all over by this point, is called the Oasis Battle Map, and it's from Afternoon Maps on Patreon. So if you want a gorgeous map like this, just check it out. I think it's a really nice map.
Yeah, it looks
nice.
great.
Yeah, like it's just really well made.
Beautiful.
It's nice.
We just graffitied all over it. So
well,
Marigold,
pay extra for the graffiti.
So Marigold, you're saying add an extra hit die?
Yeah.
Okay,
Song of Rest.
So you basically get to roll another hit die, right?
Yep.
I will not need to do that, so I will just use that hit die as... Oh, well, I guess I still lose the one hit die, right? Not lose, but use. Yep.
Yeah,
I am so sorry about the fucking lawnmower in the background.
Oh, I was wondering what that sound was. It's okay. It's not super noticeable. It's just, I heard a buzzing, I guess.
Yeah, my next door neighbor is obsessive compulsive about his lawn for no reason.
Well, you know, lawns are green. That's the thing.
Lawns are green.
Grass is eco-terrorism. Change my mind.
I won't. That's
Nope.
fair.
That's legit.
Yeah. Bevan wants to like grow in like a garden in those garden beds in front of the house we're getting. So just like have like a garden with food.
Do it.
All right. So you take your short rest, and you know, as you're kind of sitting there, I imagine you all might talk a little bit about whatever this is. So as you're resting, I would like you all to make let's say investigation checks, and you can make an investigation check, you can make a history check, or you can make a nature check. You can make any of those. If you want to change which one you're making, Zasa, because I hadn't listed them all, can do so. Basically to see if you can think of anything while you're just staring at this ominous oasis in front of you. All right. So
I know nothing.
Marigold, you're busy playing, so you know you're strumming that ukulele. But that's okay.
I got the pink knocked out of me. It's a very bad day.
It's always dangerous when you have the pink knocked out of you. All right. So, Zaza, you're just kind of staring at this oasis, and suddenly it hits you. Something that didn't hit you last session. You realize that this is pretty similar to an oasis of Garak, which is usually found by the Bronze Hills. But what that usually means is that there would be one of Garak's teeth in the water, making it poisonous. However, it's not known if any of Garak's teeth go this far, and it was, you know, Cena did send you here, which means maybe one of Mormo's teeth could be having a similar effect if it had ended up in this water somehow. And then, let's see, let me look at those other checks real fast. Investigation. All right, so, Zariva, as you're kind of just looking around, you're keeping your keen eyesight about this area, and you see that there's something in the underbrush, over, stream below, see if I do it like this. Over in this area, there's something over here. You can't quite tell what it is from all the way over here, but you know that if you went over there, you might be able to figure out what it is, closer up.
Just gonna, hang on. We're just gonna label that.
Yeah. It's right here. Oh, and if you remember, over here, that's where the thing was, you tried to mage hand out of the area. So there was something over here as well that you weren't able to get before Russell interrupted you. So,
All right.
Yeah,
There
there
were
was
arrows and a bow, or just arrows?
arrows and a quiver over here.
Ah.
So there's arrows and a quiver. You think maybe they went with the bow that was over here, as well as something over here that you can't tell from far away. All right, so you've had your rest. You have a little bit more information. What would you like to do? Did you still want to mage hand around in the water, or did you want to go investigate some of the things that you know are about the area?
I'm not going over there. Frankly.
I can go.
You really shouldn't. So aren't you immune to poison?
Not immune to it, but sending me is smarter than one of you.
Okay.
Oh, it was Kevin who's immune to poison.
I mean, I'm resistant to poison. It can still hurt me, but it's less likely to.
Right, well, and you have mage hand, so I think you can probably get closer than the rest of us, but...
I don't actually, but...
You can't cast mage hand?
No. I mean, I want to, but I have a lot of spells in my head, and for some reason that one just won't stick. Maybe it's something that I'll work on, but while I'm also working on learning new spells and putting those in my head. So you see the problem. It's kind of it's like a mill that you tread upon, and the more you tread, the more you realize that you're not actually going anywhere, because it's a mill and it turns. Like a treadmill, if you will.
A treadmill! Yeah!
You know, I just play music and magic happens, so I really can't sympathize, but I do sympathize, you know.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You're a good friend.
I can go at a distance and sort of help with that. It's up to you.
I have
However
mage
you want
hand.
to play.
Just, do you have a scarf or something? No, I have a scarf. I'm just going to tie my scarf up around my face. Shuffle forward. Are all the snakes gone?
Yeah, all of the snakes that were a part of Russell Peters have slithered away. You do see one or two just kind of like over here or over here, but they seem to be just going about their business. They're no longer malignant or, there's regular snakes at this point.
Is there still a skull?
There is still a skull.
Yoink.
Alright, so I would actually like you to, make a, investigation check when you go to pick up this skull.
Yeah, I would like to do that with Mage Hand before I even lay a hand on it, but sure.
Yeah, you could do that. That's fine.
17. Alright.
Okay, so as you're taking you lift the skull with Mage Hand, you kind of twist it around, you notice that this skull actually looks to be a Manticore Skull, which you really hadn't noticed before. You were all very distracted by the fact that there was, snakes controlling it like a person. But you also notice that there's additional pieces of bone and things in the sand. It looks like although the snakes slithered away, there were more bones inside of them that kind of dropped as the snakes left the body. So, would you like to kind of look through those bones, or would you just kind of leave them where they lay?
Sure.
Okay. So...
I have a dumb idea, but continue.
Well, here, let me hear your dumb idea first.
No, actually, I just want to see what kind of bones we've got first, but this is a Manticore Skull.
Yes.
And I can look through its face.
Yes.
See what happened to it when it died, so...
Yes, you can definitely do that. Would you like to do that first, or would you like to look at all the pieces?
No, I'm gonna look at the pieces first.
Okay.
Are they different bones, or are they like... Maybe Zasa would know, I'm not really a medical professional.
So... what you can tell, they look to be, like, they could be from the same corpse, but like you said, you're not really a medical professional. You are familiar with corpses in general.
Inconclusive.
11.
To both of your knowledge, Lassa, you're keeping your mind open. Maybe they're different bones. Maybe. You've seen bones. But, like, most of the time, bones are in people, and these ones aren't. So you're a little bit confused, maybe. Marigold, they look to be from the same being. Like, they could be Manticore Bones to you. But you really haven't seen Manticore Bones, so you're not certain.
No, the only Manticore Bones I've ever seen are in Shaho, and that was unpleasant. So
Yeah, you don't generally want to see them out in the open. Zariva, you're not really familiar with Manticore Bones, but taking a look at these bones, they do appear to be the same age as the skull, which they seem fairly fresh, despite the fact that they were once part of a writhing snake monster.
excuse me.
I will inform the party of this finding.
Oh. Okay, well that makes sense.
All right, so this was one person. Hopefully, we can find out who they were and get them back to some rest. I'm gonna do something ill-advised, so keep an eye on me. Yo.
Can do.
Gotta look through those dead man's eyes. All right, give me just 1 minute. I need to pull something up again, just so I can refer to it for exactly what you experience. It's gonna be a fun time.
So yeah, I'll set the skull down in the desert. What time is it? Is it coming up on evening yet, or is it?
I would say that you haven't. It took you a little while to get here, but you spotted this place early morning. So I'd say the sun's actually getting high in the sky. It's starting to get hot.
We're gonna need to put up a tent or something to get out of the worst of the heat. But
yeah, soon the heat will become a problem for you.
Right.
So let me. Oh, Ben wants to show me cookies. Yeah. Yeah. He got,
distractible DM.
yeah, he got me sandwiches and cookies, which is like,
Ooh.
I'm so happy.
And then this one is for you or me.
What is
It's
it?
a cheesecake.
Oh, a little cheesecake.
And I
Okay.
got pineapple upside down cake for me,
Oh.
but you can't have it because it's got a cherry.
Yes, I cannot have it. I'm allergic to cherry.
But how many of those?
I'm
do you want
allergic to
on
pineapple.
list? 3? You want a half? Oh,
Maybe.
man.
I'm very hungry. All right. Anyway, distracted.
Food
Okay.
is important.
It is. Okay, let me just see.
Yeah. Please
One-
hydrate and consume.
1 minute of the events
Consume.
immediately preceding the corpse's death. Oh, that's not going to be fun. Okay. So how do you start this spell? Are you like looking into the like holding up the skull and kind of looking into its eyes, or are you doing something else?
No, it says there's 2 gems worth 25 GP each, so I guess they're. I'm gonna go with Marigold being extra and say they're amethyst crystals that he sets in the sockets of the skull, and sets 2 candles, lights them, sits down cross-legged, and meditates on exactly what the hell happened to this thing.
All right. So, as you kind of go into this trance of seeing what this individual experienced right before their death, at first it's more of just a sound. You hear hissing and snapping and this horrible writhing feeling, like you feel as if you're being covered in snakes. It seems it's dark. It seems like you're in some sort of pit, and you just feel 1,000 bites on your arms, on your hands, on your face. And it's as those bites happen, poison starts to course through your veins and you feel as if you're burning up. And eventually, there's just nothing. One thing you do notice, though, right before you seem to lose consciousness or like death actually happens, you hear chanting that seems to be coming from above you. And you do recognize it. It does sound like it's Titan speech that the chanting is occurring in.
Somebody made this creature. God dang. Is that it? Can I try and look up to see what is above me, or is there nothing? Is it snakes all the way down?
I would say that you try focusing on looking up, and mostly you just see the writhing of snakes on top of your face. You know, you see a viper cross your vision. You see a cobra kind of coil around your head. But, you do get a couple glimpses of light in this pit, and I'd like you to roll an investigation check or a perception check for me.
Sure.
Just to see if you're able to get anything.
No!
Unfortunately, the pain is too great. As much as you can maybe see some shapes outside the pit, the poison's already taking effect, and you feel foggy, confused. And then you're snapped out of it.
Oh god, okay. All my own psychic damage, ouch. Oh, okay. Snakes, lots of them. Oh,
Prestidigitating, warm fuzzy feelings.
this thing was made. It was, there's a pit, and I heard Titan speech. So.
Well, that's rude of them.
Right, but no, if this thing was made fairly recently, like Zariva said, then
I think that.
we're in the right place, yeah? What?
Well, I was going to say, do you think they're still nearby?
Maybe. At least within a day's journey, but I wouldn't even know where to begin looking, honestly. This poor soul just didn't really even have a chance. Pit full of thousands of snakes. Oh. I'm so tired of snakes. So, definitely more cultists. I mean, who else is chanting in Titan speech and making snake monsters?
It is what she likes to do. Or rather, what her followers like to do.
Right. I suggest we get some rest, wait for the rest of the heat to pass, and then have a look around again. If we stay out here, I'm going to get terribly sunburned if I sit in this for too much longer. I don't know about the rest of you.
Would you like my hat?
No. Thunk. But thank you. Parasol with black. Did I take the white one with flowers on it?
I think you gave the white one to Zoriva, because it was better for heat. I can't remember which one you ended up taking.
A black lacy one, probably, knowing Marigold.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, that checks out.
Did I end up taking the hat instead? Let me double check my...
I think you might have done both, just for safety.
No, I just took the straw hat. I took the giant, like, floppy straw hat.
Okay, so then, Marigold, you might have had the white one. I'll leave that up to you, though. You can pick.
Nah, I totally took the black one because it's me.
Fair, completely fair. All right, so you do set up a tent as the midday sun is getting high, and it provides shade, but it's still unbearably hot. And you can kind of see little rivulets of mist that are beginning to evaporate into the air, just coming off of this oasis. I would like everybody to roll a con save for me, just to see how you're faring in this heat.
Gotta take that tooth out.
Time to say it's a 10. Oh.
All right, so Zariva, you're doing fine. You ice yourself over. You do some sort of spell, and you're feeling great. But Marigold, you're feeling pretty worn out by this heat. You're not gonna get sick by any means, but you think that if you tried to do too much gallivanting around in the desert after this, you would gain levels in exhaustion, to put it forward as a mechanic. Zaza, you're okay. You're not feeling great, but you think that you're handling this a little bit better. You're a little bit more used to the sun and the heat than Marigold is, for instance, and you think that you could be okay wandering around the desert for a while longer without, suffering any undue effects, but you're also not feeling at your fittest.
Ugh. Why did it have to be a desert? I'll just, it is like, wait, good.
The sand is kind of warm and cozy, but the sun doesn't feel good after we get sort of raked over with poisonous mist.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. Could use a fan.
we deciding on another short rest or a long rest here?
Well, a long rest would be 8 hours, and we can't do that within 12 of waking up, but I think we're waiting for the rest of the, waiting for it to not be noon, basically.
Yeah.
I'd say
That's
that
fair.
you could consider this another short rest if you did want to roll additional hit die. Just because I imagine you could stay in your little tent long enough. Just waiting for the heat to dissipate a bit. It's still going to be hot. It's still a desert, but with the sun high in the sky, it's stifling out there.
I will take the short rest to attune to the beads you gave me, the beads of altered voice.
Good use of time. Those could
Yeah.
be useful.
So those give me advantage on deception and performance casts.
Let me grab my handy dandy card and
If
I can
I'm
read it out to you.
if I'm doing goofy shit with my voice.
Yes, so. Beads of Altered Voice. This simple item consists of one black stone bead and one white stone bead looped together on an intricately woven leather thong. While you wear the beads, you can alter your voice to any voice you desire, which grants you advantage on charisma performance checks, for which voice alteration can help, as well as charisma deception checks, when you are mimicking another person's voice in an attempt to fool someone. The beads also allow you to use your action to cast the sound part of Minor Illusion, cantrip, save DC 13, but the only sound you can create are voices.
Okay, cool. Nice. That's very useful for a bard. Should probably get those arrows out of there for Shaho.
Grab that quiver too. Oh, there's also something up here. Wait.
Up there.
Yep. Right.
You see
here.
something?
Yep.
Good.
Well, I can go get it. It's... yeah.
But I don't want you just necessarily wandering through all of the plants and stuff.
Do we
Not
want to
gonna-
go the long way? Go around?
Sorry, it's just this heat. I have no idea.
I can go around. It's fine. And even if I come close enough to the plants that I would need to touch them, I can still prestidigitate the oils off of them, which makes them much less poisonous.
Alright, be careful. I think I'm just going to sit here for a bit more if you don't mind.
It's very understandable.
It's actually here.
Do you want me to move at least out of range somewhere close by so I can cast something if you run into trouble?
Sure. In fact, I actually have an idea that builds on an idea, both of which are well, one's just a good idea. The other is a potentially fantastic idea that is also not a great idea.
Is it science related?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll stay here and watch.
I'll go with you, because science is good.
Are either of you very good at tying knots?
I mean, depends on the context. I'm good at tying certain sorts of knots, but I'm not sure they're what you would need.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you're good at tying people, then yes. So my absolutely good idea is that since there is the possibility that bad things happen, if you tie a rope around me and I go pick up the items and something bad happens, you can just pull me out of there. And then the good idea that's also a bad idea is that if both of you tie ropes to me and you stand on opposite ends of the pool and I levitate myself, you can direct me, or rather, the two of you and my levitate spell can direct me anywhere above the pool. And then I can descend into it, pick up the tooth, come back out. The ropes are necessary because I can't really control my forwards and side-to-side motion through levitation. But if you're pulling on either side, then you can.
Technically a good idea, but what happens if you lose concentration on your spell and you go tumbling into the water?
Oh, that's not actually a problem. I don't fall if I lose concentration on the levitate spell. I do drift down to the ground. So you would get to see that there's a problem and be able to pull me to one side or the other, so long as the two of you can agree on which side to pull. If you don't agree on which side to pull, then I do go into the poison and I might drown.
How strong are you, Zariva?
Got a strength of 10, so I'm okay.
Right. I just raise my noodly arms and attempt to look impressive. I am a beanpole.
Okay,
No.
so
We do have Kai and Shaho.
They seem like they're talking, though.
I think they might be interested in pulling a rope when it comes time to it.
A voice from the heavens says yes.
Yeah, alright. Shaho, Kai, if you could help us out with this, it's also hold still, and I'm going to whip out a surprisingly long length of black silk rope and just start tying. A really nice harness that looks lovely.
Very comfortable.
It is. It's very
surprisingly
comfortable and won't cut off your circulation. And if you absolutely need to be free of it, Marigold will lean forward and show you a particular way to pull on a couple of the ropes so it just all comes undone. But as the way we're using it, it shouldn't budge.
do you need more rope?
Nope. I've got about 120 feet of this.
Okay, well, I'll retrieve the items first, and then we'll see if we can spot the tooth.
I just want to say really fast, I really love how prepared for a very specific scenario Marigold is. Just at all times, just in case.
Well, you never know when you might need rope.
For
Helping. Hmm?
For very specific purposes, very nice silk rope.
Never came up before.
No, I approve. It's fine. It's just something to learn about Marigold. We're learning about each other today.
Right, so, anyway, so yes, no, if you really do need to get out of it, you just need to pull on that one and pull on that one just really sharply, and it should come free. But if you tug on the middle, it won't, and that's where I'm going to attach the rest of the rope so that Zariva and Kai can pull you about.
Oh, well, that's very clever. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Marigold will continue tying Zasa up.
You got consent, hey!
I did. I haven't even taken her out on a date yet.
It's true, that was a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Just, consensual bondage between friends. That's fine.
Nobody said anything about bondage.
Just tying each other up with nice silken ropes. All right. So, what route are you gonna take, Zasa? What kind of show me where you're planning to walk? You can use the little measuring, or you can do there's a way to with the tab keys to show the exact way you're gonna walk. Whatever you want to do, just kind of show me where you're going. Okay, so I'm gonna go to there.
What the?
It might be shift key.
Why?
I don't know. I've never been able to successfully do it. Oh, there it is.
Go. Well, I guess I would need to go there first.
Okay, so you're gonna go get the arrows first and then go back around over to there. Okay. All right, so you are able to get to here very easily. The mist doesn't seem to be causing any issues over there. But as you get to this area, you do see that where Russell Peters had been standing, it does look like the sand is really disturbed. You're not certain exactly what this means yet, but you can investigate if you like.
Sure. No.
Aw.
Does anyone else want to take a look? Is Asa gonna let them know?
I'll have a look. Fuck it. My investigation is terrible, though.
Never
Marigold's
hurts to
like
try.
leaning over and squinting.
Yeah, I can come help too.
All right.
First. Okay.
Okay.
Nope.
So,
Good lord.
Marigold, with that 11, and with the knowledge that you have from having seen through this individual's eyes before they died, this sand looks like it might have been. You can kind of tell that it's caving in, as if there had been a pit here that Russell Peters had come out of before coming to get you. So you think the pit might be here. It's
Actual trap.
yeah. You could fall into it easily, but I would like you to make just a perception check for me while you're hanging out around this pit.
Sure. Hearing or
Sight. You
Sure.
don't spot much, but you can reveal what you know to the rest of the party to see if they do.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a pit. Definitely a pit there, probably.
Oh,
So-
well, I probably shouldn't walk directly into it.
No, here's the thing though, if the Mormo cultists were here, why is this place so poisonous? Could they not find the thing that was making it poison if there's a piece of Mormo here? Or maybe it's a shrine, or maybe they'll be back. Ah, crap.
So also, with that perception check, you spot something kind of like wedged into the side of the pit, kind of like sticking out a little bit out of the sand that's caved into it. Do you reach for it? Whatever it is?
Sure.
All right. As you lean down to grab whatever this thing is, you do hear the hissing intensify. It seems like there is still a bunch of snakes in this pit. Kind of like when you have a snake in your boot, but, you know, just a giant pit full of them.
Somebody's poisoned the water hole!
Was this all an elaborate Toy Story joke? Maybe. Regardless. Give me 1 minute. I just have to get to my, what this thing is.
Getting that practice in for tonight, huh?
Yep, just getting ready. All right. Where? I have notes here somewhere and I just can't find them. Oh, wait, nope. Hold on. Haha, found it. Okay. Goodness, can't even find my own notes. All right, so as you pull this item out, you realize it's a dagger that was kind of wedged into the side of the pit. As you're pulling it out, you kind of notice that it gives you the impression that maybe whoever was in this pit, whoever Russell Peters really was, had maybe tried to use it to pull himself out, you know, digging it into the wall to try and climb out. Clearly it seems he failed, but this dagger is well worn. It has a name carved into the hilt. It says the letters are T-I-M-O. You think it might be said Timo. And then around this dagger there is a bit of string that is tying a what looks to be a scroll or a parchment of some sort to the dagger. You're not certain exactly why it's there, but maybe whoever this individual was had tried to leave a message of some kind before succumbing to the snakes.
Well, that's clever.
Alrighty. Go ahead.
Once I get the dagger and the arrows and quiver out of there, then I'll back off and open up the scroll.
All right. So as you do reach for the arrows, you do see that they are pretty covered in poisonous plant life, things like that. You can just try and reach for it. You do think that it is pretty poisonous. I know that in the past you have prestidigitated the oils away from poisonous plants. Would you like to do that again?
Yes.
All right. You're able to clear these plants of their poison, at least for a little while, and grab the quiver with the arrows. As you pull them out, you notice that they don't look like normal arrows. This black ammunition bears a silver head and pale crimson fletching. And if you'd like to study it more, you can figure out exactly what it does. But you could always say that for later as well.
Is there anything else in there?
Anything else?
That seems to be it, at least with you have the quiver and the dagger with the scroll. Nothing else seems to be over here.
Okay.
All right.
Then, yeah, I'll
Hold you back then.
Yeah. We'll
Yoink.
come back and see what's on the scroll.
All right. You unroll it, and it seems to be a map that has been plotted out with many places that have been circled and then crossed out. You see various towns that have a circle and a cross out, circle and a cross out. The only one that isn't also crossed out is accrued. It's circled, but not crossed out. There seems to be nothing else on the map, other than, places.
Sorry, a what has been circled?
Accrued, which is a city. I can show it to you on the map.
Okay, because I was like, accrued what?
Accrued! Just accrued something. You don't get to know what. So, accrued is right here.
Oh, accrued.
Yeah.
Okay.
Accrued,
Places
accrued.
we were going, I guess.
Yes, you do remember that there was supposedly a Serpenthold outside of accrued that is on the Splintered River. So you were headed that direction anyway, but it is pretty strange to find this map seemingly owned by whoever got turned into a serpent golem.
I wonder if... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, can you point out the places that were circled and crossed out?
Yeah, sure. So there's multiple areas that have been circled and crossed out. But so if we go further up in the map, you see that Langwer was circled and crossed out. You see that Meliad was circled and crossed out. You see that Trum was circled and crossed out. And you see that Dunael was circled and crossed out. It almost seems like someone was making a path down this way with whatever they were doing. And that accrued was the next place to go.
Wonder if the river feeds this oasis underground.
But the river itself is not poison, right?
Well, if there's a Serpenthold up there, then yes.
That would do it.
That would do it. If this were... Well, the reason I say this, and I know it sounds nuts, but the reason I say this is that where I'm from, the Charduni Empire, ages ago, we used to live underground before the war. I'm a little too young for it, but I think my parents remember it. And they used to tell me how there used to be rivers that ran underground and led to lakes. I can't talk today. It's this heat. Rivers that led underground and led to lakes, above ground. And I thought, well, if this is poisonous, but we can't find a piece of Mormo here, and it's near the Splintered River, Maybe the oasis is fed underground by the Splintered River and there's a Serpenthold up there. Just
So then,
conjecture.
do we then just want to check that there is nothing, in fact, in this oasis body of water, and then go from there?
Probably should. The reason also that I think this might be what's going on here is that if there were cultists here, they would have taken the piece. Or if they couldn't find it or couldn't take it for themselves, why wouldn't they, you know? Am I making any sense? I'm sorry.
No, it makes sense. If there's a piece, then if there's a piece and cultists have been here, then it speaks to some sort of problem that they encountered.
Why would they use this here? I'm gonna like try to look down into the water. It's murky, right? It's not clear, or is it like perfectly clear?
It's actually perfectly clear. It's looks like really nice water, besides the fact that it has poisonous vapors. Besides having a case of the vapors, basically.
Okay.
I do declare, I've got a case of the vapors.
Wow. That is delightful. Woof, I can't brain, I have the dumb. Is the vapor coming from the plants or the water?
It seems to be coming from the water.
I'm gonna mage hand, I'm gonna like take a little vial and mage hand some of the water directly out of the pool, and then bring it over to me and like have a look at it. Is it still fuming? Is it still smell poisonous?
It's kind of gently fuming. However, the longer it's out of this pool, it does seem that the fumes are getting less.
Okay.
Do we have
Alright, we're going to do some science here, Zossa. Can you cast levitate on me?
I can. I only have one more use of the spell.
Well, if I'm right, we're gonna have to take a trip anyway.
You thinking of taking Zasa, or like looking and seeing where the source of the oasis water is?
I'm going to take a sample from the bottom of the oasis. I can cast Mage Hand 30 feet down. I'm going to tip the vial so it gets water from down there, if I can. Might keep it capped with the Mage Hand. I don't know if that actually works. I assume since it can interact with things, it could keep the top of the vial sealed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you can, as a small creature, use Mage Hand to fly, I would say that you can use it to, keep a vial capped.
Sure. So if you can hover me out up there, I'm gonna probably take all sorts of sickness from that poison, but we need to find out, and you can't cast Mage Hand, so... Or I could just walk into it, but that seems sort of stupid. But I do need to get to the deepest part of it, because...
Where is the deepest part of the pool?
Probably here.
Yeah, I would say if you want to know more specifically, you could roll a nature or just a perception check.
What do my elf eyes sees? Fuck all! Yeah, Zariva, get it.
So, Zariva, as you're taking a look, it does seem like over here does seem to be the deepest. And as you're kind of peering into the water, there does seem to be a little bit of a current in this area, which does seem to support the theory that this oasis is being populated by an underground stream of some kind.
Cool.
I informed the party.
Oh, well, thank you. Good eyes. Alright, Zossa. You ready? Or do you have a better idea? Because I imagine you have a better idea. Smarter idea. Do you know how deep that water is, approximately? I can't really tell. It's really bright out here. How do you all deal with the sun being out so much?
Could we actually take a quick, like 5, maybe less?
Yeah, no problem. Quick 5-minute break, everybody.
Yes, sorry about that.
That's all right. We will figure this out when we get back, and we'll be back soon, everyone. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sends his best wishes.
All right. We are back. Everybody is okay. We're doing good. If we do have to call it early, we'll of course let you all know. We were investigating. So you were, is the plan still to hover over the water and try and get a sample from deeper within?
Yeah, unless Sasa has a better idea. That doesn't involve using her last spell slot.
well, I can be more precise with my detective magic. We can try and find out if there's a piece down there or if there's anything else interesting to know down there. So
Probably better idea first. I don't know how my delicate constitution would do with the poison.
I'm just gonna quickly look something up, trying to see what I can do with my all-purpose tool here, but carry on.
But I don't know. Well, how close can I get to the water without? Can I feasibly get a mage hand to the bottom of the pool while standing at the edge here?
Let me think how deep it is. Mage hand is 30 feet.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Let me just take a look. So if you were standing here, you're trying to go to like right here, 15 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you could feasibly reach the bottom from there. This pool doesn't look incredibly deep. You would say that probably at the bottom it could be 15 feet deep. So you could most likely reach the bottom here. Enough to drown in, but not enough to make it too difficult to try and reach the bottom right now.
Alright, I'll try that. And also you can cast detect magic down there, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's do that then.
Alright, so you're casting detect magic first to try and see if you can tell if it's more magical down near the bottom?
Yeah. I mean...
Alright. So you cast detect magic and you do it in a more focused fashion. You're trying to, kind of pinpoint a specific area instead of just the general area all around. You do get a slight ping from over here. Gotta be on the pointer. A slight ping from over here where Zoriva had seen stuff. But you do feel that most of the magic does seem to be coming from deeper within the water. Whereas it does seem less magic over here, and over here. Everything that's grown here does seem to be affected by the water, but the highest point of magic does seem to be kind of like deep within at the deepest point.
Okay.
I'm looking this up, so as part of the all-purpose tool, I can focus it to learn a cantrip for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I could do shape water and try and pull some water out from the bottom.
That's cool.
That is cool. Holy
That's
shit.
a very useful idea. That would be great.
Let me just send this over to make sure that is in fact the
Yeah.
reading on it. If that doesn't work, we have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Or we can...
Well,
Yeah.
actually, because you could just pull the water up from
the
all
bottom.
the way down there, and then you could just lift it out, and then you get a purer sample rather than be trying to finagle with a mage hand.
Yep.
I love that
Hang on.
word, finagle.
Finagle is a
Posting
good
this
word.
now. So, Rin, if that works for
Okay.
you, I
Yeah.
can do that.
Let me read this real fast.
Oh my god.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
magical multi-tool.
Yeah,
God
definitely.
dang.
I think you could apply shape water to this to get to use shape water to do that. I think that's a perfectly good use of that tool.
Perfect.
Me.
So, for folks who are not watching, Zoriva is in possession of a +2 all-purpose tool, which allows her to focus the tool, to channel creative forces, and choose a cantrip from any class list that she doesn't know, and for 8 hours she can cast that cantrip. And we are learning Shape Water. So
It's so damn useful.
I will just focus real intently, holding this tool. I don't know. It's shaped like a sonic screwdriver. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that on stream? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you can. I feel like saying sonic screwdriver is fine. We're not actually using iconography or anything.
A Swiss Army knife, a multi-purpose tool. Focus real hard, and then yeah, I'm gonna cast some shape water and just pull out a glob of water.
Oh, delightful.
All right, so you see a ball of water rise up from the very bottom, where you could actually tell that was where the source of this oasis was coming from. And it comes up, and although the rest of this water seems really clear, there is something kind of different about this water that's coming directly from the source down at the bottom. It does seem to have a kind of a, you would almost say like a greenish or a blackish tinge to it. It looks like it disperses once it's let into the main water source, making it completely, normal looking. But whatever's coming directly out of this stream source at the bottom does look different.
Zossa, can we lick the science?
Can you what the science?
Can we lick the science?
I mean, you can always lick science.
Right, but...
You can always lick science.
No, don't write that down. No, you cannot always lick science. You should always ask before you lick the science.
Okay, so ask before licking the science. I didn't know
Right.
that you could lick an entire subject.
Yes.
If you have enough time and patience and dedication to the scientific method to make sure that you are, in fact, licking the entire science and not just the same bit of the science over and over.
Oh, God.
Okay, I'm gonna need to write that down.
Why are we?
Oh, goodness.
I'm gonna yoink a vial out of the water and just sniff it. Does it smell like water?
So you're taking a vial of this glob of water
With the mage hand.
with the mage hand. Okay.
I'm not sticking my hand in there. I'm not that dumb.
So as you and then you bring it to your face to sniff it. Is that right?
Waft it.
Like, yes, I will waft.
Okay. So you waft it towards yourself in a scientific manner, and it does have a particular odor about it. Almost it reminds you of the kind of ichor smell that you smelled when you were inside the lungs of Mormo. Kind of that
no.
kind of that black goopy scent
Thanks, I
of
hate it.
whatever was on those walls. Seemingly lots of blood of a poisonous titan.
Okay. Oh god. Right. That's a smell I never wanted to smell again. Well, no, there's a few. Never mind. This is why we have prestidigitation. No, it looks like that actually might be where the poison coming from. Now the question is, I don't have answers. What was I saying?
The source of the smell.
Yes, it's stronger down there. I think it may be being fed into by something. Now the real question is do we want to dive down there and see if we can't swim along the underground stream, which is a terrible idea, by the way. My mother said never ever take streams you can't see through, and never go anywhere you can't see the end of. Applies to people as well.
I believe that this would fall under the important mantra of the Science Collective, known chiefly by their initials of T, L, and C, that you should not go chasing waterfalls.
In fact, I should, as you say, stick to the rivers and streams that I'm used to.
That is, in fact, a corollary of that maxim.
Exactly, I understand. See, bards and wizards have things in common. We're terrible.
We're wonderful. We're wonderful.
Well, we need to
That-
figure out where the stream leads from.
I mean, do we think is there enough concentration? Science. Well, it's been a long time since I've done science. Is there enough concentration of ichor in there that the source is far away, or is it close to us? Like, could we just, I don't know why, just pull water out of the source?
I think we're moving too fast. Right.
So, what you think, after all of you kind of examine this water a little bit, is while this water is certainly tainted by that ichor, it's not so much so that you think whatever the cause is directly inside where the stream opens up down there. You do think, just taking a look at the map again, I'll pull you all over there. You do think that where you're located now, which is up here, could
Here.
oh no, you're here still.
Oh, we're like here then. Okay.
Yeah, you're here. So what you know is that the Splintered River is over here, and it's over here.
Okay.
But it's not impossible to believe that there could be separate branches of the river that are, because the river itself, the reason why it's splintered is that originally it went underground completely. But it's said that in the desert paradise of Asath, they had used some sort of magic to pull water up from the ground and basically make an oasis for themselves. So
That's cool.
It's not unheard of that maybe somebody else made an oasis here by pulling pieces of a part of the Splintered River out of the ground.
And presumably it's flowing from the mountains
Into the
that way,
sea.
right?
Yes, yeah, because the river seems to flow down from the mountains into the sea.
Okay. Well, then the
So we
pollution's
really
coming
want to go to a crude.
from upstream. Yeah. Why was this person searching Dunail, Melead, Trum, and Langwin? These are all places we've been. Actually, we've been to Langwin. We've been to Trum, and we've been to Melead, and I think we've been to Dunail, right?
Maybe they were tracking this other river here?
No, I think... this was a Manticore. Was there a Manticore in the team that, what's her name? Sent out? Super sus lady.
Do you mean the ones that you fought, at the...
No, the ones that went missing.
Oh, the ones that went missing? No, there was not a Manticore with them. Well, there was, but you've already met both of them. You,
And they're alive
met...
and well.
Yeah, Yasi and Pax, to your knowledge, are alive and well. And then there was Thenia, who was a halfling, and then they had two others with them who did pass. So, to your knowledge, it was only a 5-person team. And to your knowledge, both Yasi and Pax are still alive. As of recently.
This person was supposedly named Timo. Well. Should probably get him back to his people. Seems wrong to leave him here. Hell of a fate to meet. I will bundle up his bones in a traveling funereal arrangement. Respectfully.
Yeah.
Black cloth, bound in black rope. Which is, by the way, why Marigold has so much black rope.
Of course. No other reason.
Set the bones in my bag. Okay, well, looks like we need to, like Xalsa said, we need to head out towards a crude. It's a crude place.
It is a crude place. All right.
There's still one more thing that we should pick up. And also, I have an idea that might, well, just make the desert a more hospitable place in general.
All right.
Zariva, do you think that you can cast your shape water spell all the way down where the oasis is being fed from? Do you think your spell can reach that far?
I can do 5 feet with Shape of Water. Let me just read this up real fast. I can freeze water. And let's see here. I can change the flow of the water up to 5 feet in any direction.
But it has to be within 5 feet of you?
Up to, yeah, I think.
Range 30 feet.
Yeah, range of 30 feet, but 5 feet from that. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so, if 30 feet gets to the source of the oasis, and you can change the direction of the flow, then instead of water coming in here, you can have water going out. Yes?
What?
So, like, using it to, instead of feeding this body of water, potentially, like, having it go underground and, like, tunneling elsewhere?
I mean, assuming that there's no other source of water for it to be fed from, you could drain it. Alternatively, you could seal that with ice and then let some of the poisons just sort of evaporate out, which would leave the existing water friendlier to wildlife.
It won't stay that way, though, will it?
It'll freeze only for an hour.
Mm.
So, I could plug it up for an hour and let it dissipate.
Breathe in.
But then in an hour, that ice will unfreeze and we'll be back to the same problem. Or to your point, if I move it, if I redirect it, I don't know that I can do that with a cantrip. Let's see here.
No, if this whole thing's being fed by an underground river, it's going to be a lot bigger than 5 feet, I think. It's a good thought, but I think we need to just address the main problem, which is finding that piece of Mormo, whatever's corrupting it. What if the Asoth know?
Well, I mean, I don't know, but I suppose others might.
No, sorry, the Asoth to the south of here. Maybe they can tell us when this oasis became corrupted or something.
Yeah.
Sasa, if you'd like to roll a history check, you might know a little bit more about the Desert Paradise of Asoth. You can roll this with advantage. Okay, give me one moment. Yeah, pull up my notes.
Those are terrible rolls for someone with a +6.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. But you are in Asoth, so I will give you a little bit of some leeway here, considering it is some of your own people's history. Okay, give me one moment. I just need to find my original notes on this area. Okay, so, so you know a couple of things about the Desert Paradise of Asoth. Mainly, it is speculated that Asoth druids and witches from the Desert Paradise of Asoth must have used powerful magic to draw water up from the river in order to create their great desert oasis, as mentioned earlier. However, you do know that the Asoth in the Desert Paradise of Asoth are known to be unredeemed Mormo followers who have gathered in the area. Although no one knows exactly what they're doing over there, or how many there are. Unfortunately, the Desert Paradise of Asoth is probably not somewhere that would be friendly to you. Unless you did all pretend to be Mormo followers, that is.
I mean, I'm a really good liar, but not that good.
How do you do, fellow Mormo worshippers?
I mean, I did impersonate a scorpion not 6 hours ago, so... Yeah.
That's true. That's harder, I think.
See, wow, I don't know what's going on with my grasp of common today, but it's just absolutely terrible. The trick to being anywhere is to look like you belong there. If you look uncertain, everybody will notice you, but if you just walk forward like you know where you're going and you know what you're doing, most people just leave you alone. I actually walked all the way into a magical institute back home just carrying a clipboard and wearing a pair of robes.
Trick to belonging is to act like you're belonging.
Basically, yes. Fake it till you make it, or fake it really, really well so nobody notices.
Words are kind of magical.
Fake it till you make it. I'm absolutely writing this down.
There's brief concern on Marigold's face. I don't know that I should really be responsible for anyone's upbringing. I don't think I'm ready to be a parent.
Zaza will investigate this magic-y trap, not trap.
Inspiration!
The thing on the other side of the oasis.
Because
Yeah.
our rolls are fucking dog shit tonight.
They are pretty bad, y'all. Trying to give you information is like so hard today.
Marigold will turn to Zasa, look at the trap in the surrounding area, and just go, "It's beginning to look a lot like fuck this."
Everywhere, fuck that.
Anyway, you have inspiration. Be inspired. Please tell us something interesting.
Well,
I'm so
Smita dies. All right. So I'd like Zasa, once you get over there, just roll me an investigation check. You are benefiting from Marigold singing for you, so
Singing is a loose term. I can't hear myself.
okay, so 16. Much better than an 11. All right, so as you go over there, you spot something kind of in the underbrush. And as you start taking a better look, you see that it looks like a corpse. The corpse is completely covered in poisonous vines. And thinking back to what happened when you all got really close to this water, you think that maybe this person succumbed and kind of became one with the oasis. However, as you're searching around, you do see that there are some items on this corpse. You find... I keep forgetting where I put my treasure. What a problem to have. Here we go. All right. So you find a scroll of riddle speak, a scroll of armor of undeath, and 200 gold on this corpse that is hiding
Nice.
in the underbrush. But to get it, you would have to kind of rustle around in the poisonous foliage. So you will probably want to prestidigitate again before you do so.
And you said scroll of riddle speak, scroll of armor of undeath, and 200 gold.
And 200 gold, correct. Here, I will give you the spells just in our Discord. Oh no, it's too long. I'll have to do them one at a time. Okay, there's Scroll of Riddle Speak, and then
Seamlessly covering dead air with prestidigitation, getting rid of the poison.
All right, and there is Scroll of Armor of Undeath. Looks like this unfortunate soul fell prey to the oasis.
Oh, that spell.
Yeah, that spell, am I right? Who knows what kind of person this person was, but they had a really sick spell on them. I don't know if anyone wants to read what that spell is, but it's pretty cool. But also awful.
It's a spell, all right.
That's a spell. I will read for chat so they can kind of hear what we're all talking about. So the spell Armor of Undeath. This spell is a favorite among necromantic warriors who not only desire more protection, but want to strike fear in their enemies' hearts as well. Sometimes, however, enemies aren't the material from which an Armor of Undeath is constructed. The rebel hero Orthis used her dead lover's corpse as armor during her battle for revenge, while her troops used other victims of the raid likewise. So, what this spell does, this spell allows you to create magical armor from the remains of a humanoid. You must touch a corpse. The corpse can be fresh, rotting, or even skeletal, as long as enough of its remains that it could be animated via the Animate Dead spell, and invoke the spell. The corpse then stands erect, embraces you, and begins to bend and twist, wrapping itself around you from a gruesome armor, to form a gruesome armor of bones and dead flesh. The armor grants you 10 temporary hit points. If you're wearing armor that is no heavier than light when you cast the spell, you enjoy a +2 bonus to AC. The spell ends either when the duration expires or when the temporary hit points are lost. Should the spell be dismissed, all remaining temporary hit points are also lost.
Neat.
So, it's pretty grisly. But also the idea of wearing your dead lover's corpse's armor in your quest for revenge is also pretty metal. It's horrifying nonetheless, but out of all the things to do with a spell like that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's still awful, but if you're going to do anything with a spell like that, you know, way to strike fear into your enemies, am I right?
Yeah.
Like-
Or wear your enemies into battle with their comrades.
I'm sure Marigold disapproves of this spell.
Marigold's very uncomfortable with this.
Appease Marigold, if Zasa ever uses it, she may want to get permission first, so it is a consent from the person who dies first. To use their corpse in such a manner. But it's a pretty cool spell.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, just in case you ever kick it, do you mind if I, like, use your, you know... Anyway, I'm gonna cut that off, because that, I can't even finish that sentence.
Yeah, when I found that spell, I was like, wow, okay, I'm gonna include it. I don't know if they're ever gonna use it, but I just want people to know it exists, because it's wild. Alright, so...
There was a scroll on the Dagger of Timo.
Yes, that
was
one
the map, right?
was just the map.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Right. Bleh.
So yeah, so you've found the scroll of Riddlespeak and then the scroll of Armor of Undeath. And then 200 gold. Nice little bonus for your adventure here. As well as the other weapons and the cool arrows. Oh, did you want to study those cool arrows before we move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you take some time, maybe just getting in a rest outside of the sun. And as you examine these, you realize that these arrows don't seem to do any damage. But instead, they produce an explosion of sticky strands after hitting a target. The target must succeed on a DC 13 dexterity saving throw or be restrained in the strands. A creature restrained in this way can use its action to make a DC 13 strength check. If the creature succeeds, it is no longer restrained. For reference, these are called web ammunition. So, basically you get to wrap people up like Spider-Man with these arrows.
Beat.
Spider Mage.
Does whatever a Spider Mage does.
Can he cast lots of webs? Yes, he can, because he's
Yes,
a
he
wizard.
can.
Yes, you can. That's it.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to take that away from the bard of the party.
Nope, have at it. The bard is happy when other people sing.
Okay, so, is there anything else you want to do at this oasis before heading out? And were you still planning to go to a crude, or did you want to do something else?
I mean, now it really seems like we have to go to a crude.
And we were planning on stopping there before our last stop anyway, so.
Yeah, seems good.
All right. Let's get a traveling then.
Do 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 do.
All right. The desert is just as deserty as you remember it. As you leave the oasis behind, you do breathe a little bit easier, knowing that you're no longer, in the presence of incredibly poisonous vapors that could have killed you all. Quite easily, in fact. As you start walking, the sun isn't as high in the sky anymore, and you know that it'll be a little while before sundown. Is there anything you would like to do while you travel? Anything you'd like to talk about or, get done while you're traveling, riding your lizards along?
Really? I think we're just probably trying to stay out of the heat as much as we can and being miserable.
Completely fair. I would like you all to roll a con save for me, just to see how you're doing with the heat. It's not as hot as it was earlier, but it is still pretty toasty.
Y'all.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
doing very well.
Not doing very...
Does Kai give bonus yet or no?
Yeah, let me look at Kai's,
I don't think Kai has the Paladin aura yet.
yeah, I don't think she does. Let me check.
Sad days.
Let me check. I need to find Kai.
So do I just get to melt and leave little puddles everywhere, or is it like dripping down the side of my poor?
I feel
poor
like
lizard
you
friend?
look like you're sweating, but like you're melting a little bit. To anybody who didn't realize you were made of ice, it would just look like you're sweating a lot. But knowing you're made of ice, it is a little bit more serious than that.
Yeah, get like that little crackly effect that ice gets as it melts.
Yes.
Okay. Lean over and just try to prestidigitate you a bit. Hey, you're made of ice and you've got shaped water. Can you freeze yourself?
I mean, I could freeze her. I'm pretty sure she could freeze herself.
I think I can freeze myself.
Yes, I do not see that Kai has the bonus you all yet. So, unfortunately, she cannot help.
Oh, excuse me.
Maybe I can like augment myself with water from the oasis.
Or water from someplace else.
Oh yeah, maybe I just turn our water into giant ice cubes.
You could do that, yes. If you wanted to use some of the water that you're all carrying in flasks and in water skins, I would allow you to turn it into ice to kind of help ease the strain on the party. I think that's totally a thing you could do if you'd like.
I am turning the party like 50%, 40%, 35% of the party water into ice.
That was some numbers.
All right.
Sure.
So you use shape water to turn some of the water the party has into ice. Not enough that you'll be short on water, but enough that you all can, get some nice ice cubes to kind of like put on your foreheads and on your wrists. The places where they're going to help you all cool down. While you were struggling a lot beforehand and you think that you probably would have suffered some ill effects from it, doing this does stop those effects. And while you've used some of your water to do it, it was probably a useful use of the water in this case. But you will have to, if you're stuck out in the desert too long, you could run short, unfortunately. All right, so I would like everybody to roll a perception check for me. This is, there are sight and sound portions to this, so if you would like to get your advantage, Marigold, you could be listening.
21.
All right.
I'm just huddled up on top of Metalluin under the parasol, and I'm obviously sunburnt.
Oh. All right. So, Marigold, as you're huddled under this, under your little parasol, you notice that the wind is getting stronger. Like, you hear it whipping all around you, which probably isn't a good sign in the desert. And, Salsa, you look up, and it's getting darker.
Oh, shit. Salsa, it's getting a bit loud.
Yeah, it's getting darker too. If it's loud and suddenly dark, then it's probably a sandstorm.
Yeah, we should get out of the fucking... We need to get somewhere down. I don't really know where to go, but Marigold's gonna kind of look around, see if there's like a ledge or a cave, something they can hide in.
Yeah, roll perception for me again. If you want Menaluin to help, he can also keep an eye out for you as well.
Yes.
See what he sees with his zebra eyes.
I think he's got +5, you said?
Yeah, +5.
Better than me.
Menaluin, what a champ. So you're all looking around, trying desperately to spot something because you feel that there's a sandstorm on the horizon. You know. You even see the sun starting to get blotted out by the sand. And you don't see anything at first, but then Metaluan pipes up. We have two options, it seems. There is an outcropping of rocks that way, and he kind of like jerks his head to the side, and there seems to be maybe a system of caves this way, and jerks his head the other way. So you have two options here, really. Outcropping of rocks, which would provide probably moderate protection, or the caves.
Caves are probably cooler, but probably full of scorpions and other things living in them. It's also your call, Zariva. I'm not really good with this nature stuff. Shaho? We need to decide soon, though.
I think the caves. I think the caves are a better option.
I'm good with that.
What does the rest of the party think, I guess?
Kai doesn't know too much about sandstorms, so she's ready to go with the party. Shaho has spent a fair amount of time in the desert, most likely, and she thinks that the rocks would provide mild protection, but the real thing to be worried about is that there could be something else in the sand. So you might want to go caves. I mean, there could be something in the caves too, of course, but caves might be a safer bet. At least you're protected from the sand.
Yeah, fair enough. Caves it is. Everybody good with that?
Yep.
All right. Turn the party towards the caves.
The sky grows dark above you, shrouded in a thick layer of dust that makes the air stifling and biting. Soon the sand will be upon you, and who knows what kind of horrors lie in the murk. However, since you found the caves, you are able to make your way to them. The wind pulls at you as you go forward, kind of dragging you backwards as sand gets in your eyes and grates at your skin. But before too long, you are able to get inside. And let me just change our sound here.
Great. Sandburn on top of sunburn. Fuck me. My skin's going to be ruined.
Do I have something to help with that?
Oh. With my vanity? I don't know. I think that might be incurable.
All right. So you kind of all stumble into the caves, and the sandstorm is starting to really get stronger outside. It's damper in here than you expected. The sand beneath your feet is slightly wet. Perhaps some of the Splintered River feeds through the lower reaches of the cave system here, but you can't really be certain without going deeper. You can hear a soft drip, drip of what you hope is water somewhere in the darkness. But as the wind whips past the cave opening, it almost sounds like the whistling of music, or the lonely wails of the restless dead.
This is my jam. Can I listen?
Yeah, you can listen.
Cool. 22.
On the wind, you can almost make out words. It sounds like something like someone or many someones who are searching for something. It seems this sandstorm might not just be a normal sandstorm.
I'm dumb as a brick and interested in the dead. I'm wandering out there.
Oh, no! All right.
I'm not going too far. I'm going to go to the mouth of the cave first and kind of listen more.
Okay. So
What language are they speaking?
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not just going to walk out into a sandstorm. Marigold is dumb, but I ain't that dumb. Apparently, we've been name redeemed from Forge. It is Giggles the Impaler.
well, perfect. So
Giggles
the Impaler. As you get to the mouth of the cave, sand kind of whips at your skin. You're going to take 1d4 of damage just from being this close to the mouth.
Out of my dignity.
Let me roll that for you.
Sure.
You get 2 damage. It is piercing damage, so if you have any sort of,
No.
I didn't think you did, but I wanted to mention just in case. You listen harder, and you hear actually many voices. You're able to kind of put it together now. One of them says, I am Giggles the Impaler.
God damn it.
Where is the one who took my head? And then you hear, where are you? Where am I? And then you hear, they're coming. The soldiers, they're coming. And just dozens of voices. It's almost as if this entire sandstorm is made up of the restless dead, of atrocities that happened in this desert.
How can I put them to rest? There's too many of them. So, did you hear that?
Do I?
Zaza, I'd say you're able to pick up a little bit. If you want to roll perception for me, you can see just how much you're able to get. You're not quite as in tune. Yeah, so you're not as in tune to the dead as Marigold is. But you do catch some whispered words on the wind that don't seem to be coincidence. This doesn't seem like a completely natural phenomenon, as much as anything is a natural phenomenon in Skarn.
This is interesting. I think I need to see what the spyglass tells me.
All right. So you whip out that spyglass, and are you gonna roll for that? The one. What was one again? Let's take a look.
Fortune's favor.
Fortune's favor. Oh, a useful spell.
Nice.
So you're not able to learn much with the Fortune's favor spell, in this case, but even as you do look out into the sand with the spyglass regardless, and as you're looking, you mostly just see sand in general, but you do almost get a glimpse of something else, as if the sand isn't just sand, as if there's specters out in the wastes. And you're certainly very glad that you ended up in the caves instead of out in it.
Yeah, the outcropping would have been unfortunate.
I feel bad for them just wandering out there. There's so many of them lost.
Any way to help them without getting damaged ourselves?
I could sing to them. Everybody likes music. But I don't know, otherwise I haven't been out this very long. We'll just kind of watching the sandstorm drift past.
As you're doing that, it does seem to get a little more intense at first, so much so that it completely blocks out the sun. And something happens. Soon, all the light is snuffed out, and it seems like the storm has reached its zenith. But then there's something wonderful. The rocks around you begin to emit a soft glow. They glisten and shimmer, gently banishing the suffocating darkness. Let me change our music. If you'd like to roll a nature check to kind of see what's happening here.
I don't think about nature, but sure.
Hey,
What?
You know about this.
I guess.
So, as you're in the cave, listening to the sounds of the seemingly lonely lost out in the sandstorm, it looks like something in the sound, combined with the darkness, has caused a sort of bioluminescence in the algae that's on the cave walls. You're not certain if this would continue without the sounds of the sandstorm outside, without the sounds of the dead, but whatever it is certainly a little bit magical. And also, just really goddamn pretty.
Are the voices still?
They're still there, but they are starting to get a little bit softer. Almost as if the sandstorm is starting to die down, or maybe whatever's out there likes this. You can't really say for sure.
The cave light, yeah?
Yeah.
How stupid an idea do you think if it would be if I tried to sing them home? There's music that reminds people where they're from, and there's music that circulates here, old songs that everyone knows.
Well,
I think
my
that
idea
would
was
be-
just going to be to use magic messages to say hi and try and find out who they are. So, I think yours is probably smarter. It's more directed.
I suppose. Just about every culture has a boatman, somebody who comes and brings the dead home. Sort of universal mythology, rivers and boatmen and paths and journeys. Say ghosts are just people who couldn't find their way to the river, which makes sense in a desert that's been shattered. Marigold's just still kind of watching the... Can I have like a wisdom check or something to see if I'm gonna get absolutely yote if I sing at these guys?
Yeah, definitely. I would allow you to make that wisdom at advantage, since you know about the dead. You're basically all about the dead.
Thank God for advantage, because I rolled a nat 1.
So
Just start yodeling into the sandstorm.
So, this isn't necessarily a situation you've encountered before, but you know that there are common songs, you said, songs that could soothe the dead. In a way, your profession is all about both helping the living and the dead with the hereafter. And you think it's worth a shot. It might not work, but you don't think it'll hurt to try.
Well, there goes nothing, I suppose. You guys have never seen Marigold get stage fright before. Zariva, this is a new thing for you at all, but Zasa, I would think, would definitely notice that Marigold actually looks nervous for once. Almost uncertain, like he's not quite sure. But he starts singing, and there's underneath his necktie there's a tattoo that lights up green and gold. It's a pair of wings with a rose in the middle, and it's not visible normally except now in the darkness of the cave, and then as he starts to sing it starts to light up. See if I can sing. Give me a second.
I'll turn our music down so you're not competing.
How often haunting the highest hilltop, I scan the ocean, a sail to sea. Will it come tonight, love, or ever come, love, to comfort me? Theravada, no roela, Theravada, no roela, Theravada, no roela. Oh, fare thee well, love, where thou be. Marigold is pitchy and nervous, but tries anyway, because it's his duty.
As you were singing, everybody else might have noticed something. The bioluminescent glow of the algae on the walls seemed to match the color of Marigold's tattoo as he sang. And the sandstorm starts to die down. The restless spirits almost breathe a sigh of relief before maybe finding their way home. And before too long, you can see the sun shining brightly up ahead, and all the sand seemed to have settled to where it was originally supposed to be.
I believe that worked.
Looks like you helped them home.
That was beautiful.
Good
Well-
job, Marigold.
Oh, thanks. It's been a minute. This desert sand is just absolutely terrible with my voice. And Myrtle just quietly shuffles back into the cave. Thank you, it's been a minute.
And with that, you have defeated the sandstorm.
Whoops. Sing at it!
Now, you are able to continue your journey, or you can choose to rest in the cave if you like, whatever you prefer.
I'm actually gonna roll for insight to see if I remember anything.
You got this.
Let me just turn our wind sounds down. It's not quite so loud anymore. Oh no, too loud, too loud. There we go. Still a little windy, just not that windy. So, Zariva, what were you rolling for there?
Checking to see if I remember anything from the imprints memories.
So you do remember that cave systems can be pretty dangerous. This one seems harmless right now. But you do recognize, you think you might recognize this bioluminescent algae. This could be something that was maybe common in the home of where your imprint was from.
I do nothing with that information. It's just, it is known.
It is known.
It is
You've
known.
probably seen this algae before, which means it could have been specific to your character or perhaps to Drendali in general. It is hard to say since a lot of Drendali had to leave their homes.
Oh, heck. Do I remember this moss?
Roll a d20 for me.
Sure. I just realized. Hey, wait, I'm Drendali!
Yeah, you are.
Thanks. Probably not.
So, you don't remember seeing it, but you think you might have heard of it before. You can't quite place exactly what it was, just like Zariva can't, but it is something that, you might be able to look into to learn a little bit more about.
Interesting. Maybe my mum told me a story about this sort of thing. Sandstorm's over. Do we want to keep going or do we want to bed down here?
I mean, I'm at... to you guys, how are you feeling? Because I think y'all did the heavy lifting for the battle and then the subsequent searching.
I don't have many spells left, but getting to a crude quickly is important.
How far are we from a crude? I mean, I don't think we're gonna make it here tonight. Are we? I don't know. Salsa, do you have a map?
Let me put you on.
Actually, Zariva, do you have a map?
I do have Wanderer, so I've got a general layout of... Yes, I can kind of remember things.
Oh, we're only 15 feet. It's fine.
Yeah, only 15 feet. So you were traveling from the oasis, which was here. Which is nope.
The blue thingy.
Nope. Yeah, the blue thing.
It's the grades fuck.
Yeah, it's the grade. Can't get to it. You think that you made it about halfway before the sandstorm really hit in. So you're probably about here. You think that you could reach a crude by nightfall, but you'd be pretty exhausted by the time you got there, considering how much you've all done. Or you could rest here and go to a crude first thing in the morning, and you'd probably get there, before noon.
A crude is a town?
It is, yes.
Okay.
And it's only 15 feet away.
Yes. You take no time at all. Only 15 feet.
Well, the question is, do we want to travel at night when it's cooler, or do we want to travel in the morning where it's less cool, but probably less things jumping out at us? I don't know what the desert's like here. I'm so sorry. I have to remove an ear. Give me a moment.
Take your time. We have officially turned into a body horror campaign.
I mean, it basically already kind of was. They've been finding pieces of Mormo, so, you know, just
okay.
pieces of a giant dead titan, or kind of dead titan.
Definitely body horror.
Yeah.
Body horror.
They all got
her
warned about the
lungs.
body horror. I didn't really
Yeah.
warn you. It's kind of less of a big thing right now so far, but it could come up.
Yeah. I would like to not melt.
Yeah.
Not melting would be great.
Alright, so it's either go tonight when it's cooler and not melt, or go in the morning and potentially melt.
Well, I would like you to not melt. So
I have to say that I'd rather be tired and not as sunburnt, frankly.
So away we go.
I suppose so. And I can see at night, so I'll take lead. Anybody else have dark vision other than me?
Yes.
I have dark vision and blind sight.
You have blind sight?
Ooze!
Yeah,
Nice.
she like doesn't technically have eyes, so like
Oh,
not
yeah.
really.
Ooh. Brr. Alright, well, off we go.
Speaking
then.
of body horror.
Yeah, just no eyes. Your friend has no eyes.
You're like technically an ice sculpture. Sort of.
With ooze on the inside.
Don't like it. I mean, I like Zariva, but ooze.
All right.
you
don't
don't
like
like
your-
sentient slushies?
Oh boy!
I have to update my description now. Cryomaniac, sentient,
Sentient
slushy,
slushy.
juggling.
Did you guys have like slushy machines in the skating rinks? And did you ever ask them to put every single flavor in the cup, or was that a?
I don't think I ever did that, but I think my brother did that. He was totally a every single flavor in the cup kind of kid, so.
Seen people do that.
I grew up with shaved ice, so like that's a thing.
Wait,
Fair
does that mean I taste different if I look different anyway?
Maybe not a question to ask.
No, we are a PG-13 stream, y'all.
Sometimes.
We get one fuck a movie, all right? Oh wait, I just used it. Shit.
All right. So, you've decided to travel through the night. After the sandstorm, the desert actually seems really quiet, almost peaceful. You think that maybe because the sandstorm is so fresh in all the wildlife's mind, most things are kind of laying low, keeping to themselves, hiding out in caves just in case there's another resurgence. Sandstorms like this probably aren't uncommon to the various wildlife that are in the area. So you are able to spend most of the night traveling unhindered. It's dark, of course, but it is nice and cool, and the moon is bright above you. Before too long, the sun starts to peek over to the horizon, and you think you see a crude in the distance. Or at least you see something. Let me pull up my notes here to give you a crude. As the sun rises, you see a glorious golden wall surrounding what you assume must be a bustling city. Even now, as daybreak is just happening, there is a line trying to get into the city that are being held off by guards.
Oh.
Whatever this place is, people want to be there. And the sun, with the sun shining off those golden walls, you can see why. It's probably one of the more beautiful things you've seen out in the desert. It definitely draws you in, and you can understand why there might be a line waiting to get in here. However, as you approach, there seems to be some commotion at the gate. An adventuring party, much like your own, is attempting to drag a rusted-looking Hollow Legionnaire through the checkpoint. only to be stopped by the guards. Do you get closer to see what's going on?
When you say rested Hollow Legionnaire, does that mean that the Legionnaire is like, can we see limbs, or is it just the armor of the Hollow Legionnaire?
The armor is rusted, and because it is rusting away, you can kind of see the kind of bluish glow of the Hollow Legionnaire through the armor. And you also see that the light is kind of dim, dimmer than you would expect.
Well, that's strange. I would like to know what's wrong with this person.
Alright.
Let's go.
As you get closer, you can kind of hear the discussion that's happening between this group and the guard. Please, our friend needs help. And then you hear the guard. All who enter must show proof of residency, business, or potential trade within the city. We've been traveling for weeks. We're short on supplies. Please let us through. Do you have coin? And you see the party kind of start searching through their pockets, pulling out only a scant number of coins. The head guard scoffs, turning away to the next travelers looking to get in. It seems like this party's out of luck. They're not going to be making it inside the city without help.
Is one of them injured?
Well, the Hollow Legionnaire is rusted and kind of being dragged by the party. They're still conscious, but they're not looking great. Everyone else seems pretty okay, though. A little roughed up, a little tired. But it seems like the Hollow Legionnaire is the one who's in trouble.
I'm gonna insight this, just get a general sense of them. Do they look desperate? Are they scammy?
Let's take a look at your roll. They seem sincere. They do look tired. They look like they need help. But you can't say for certain, if this is some sort of ploy to get in the city or not. What's the message you're sending, Zasa?
I didn't actually mean to click that into the chat, but since I did...
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. or Mrs. or Mix... guard person. Guardy guard.
Guard.
How much is one bribe?
How much is one bribe?
The guard jerks his head up and can't really tell where the sound is coming from. And then since he can tell that it's in his head, he thinks, well, I'm not taking a bribe, but if you have coin, you can prove that you are seeking trade in the city. If that is what you mean.
Oh, okay.
Was anyone keeping track of our net gold with the 200?
Yes.
Sort of. I've got 110 right now.
Okay.
Just me. Not including that 200.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote down the advance and then the 45 golds that we spent to outfit all of us, and then the additional 200 that we just picked up.
Okay.
In addition to however much gold I've already logged on as actually belonging to Zasa. So yeah.
Okay.
So hypothetically, if a group of travelers had 100 golds, would that prove that they want to do trade?
100 gold would be sufficient. Yes, you could do quite a bit of trade in the city with that. You couldn't get too luxurious, but yes, you could do trade in the city with 100 gold.
Thank you. You're very helpful.
You're welcome. I don't know who I'm actually talking to at this point. But you're welcome, I guess.
Thank you, magical benefactor.
Message is can be very quiet, so do we notice Zasa doing this?
Yeah. I mean, my passive perception is 11, so probably not.
Mine's only 13, so
We're just staring around, taking it all in.
Looking at the glorious golden walls of a crude.
I am not. Yeah, that would be a new one. People are fascinating.
Excuse me, fellow adventurers who somehow managed to rust living armor. It's come to my attention that you might need financial assistance to get inside and maybe help your friend not be rusted.
If you're offering, we honestly can't say no. We don't know what's wrong with him.
I would be really curious to know what's happening too. Well, money's important, but it kind of seems like maybe your life's in danger? I don't know. I don't want to call it a loan, but I would like at least some of it back. I don't know. Here is 100 gold. I have been informed from the Guardy Guard up front that is sufficient monies that to prove that you are worthy to go into the city, which is a weird way of measuring how worthy someone is, but that's what they're doing. And well, I mean, I guess maybe that the 100 gold could go to some kind of physician or healer to try and help your friend. I would be curious to know what's happening though. So if you could find me after you help your friend, then that would be great.
Of course, we'd be forever in your debt if you're honestly just giving us 100 gold. I don't know what to say. We can give you anything back that we don't need for the physician.
I could maybe have a look at him.
Yes, of course.
Right, yeah, no, I'm not really a healer, but I can try something here. And I'll just reach down and cast Lesser Restoration on him. Because why not?
All
Who
right.
knows if it'll do anything.
So, as you touch this Hollow Legionnaire, you cast Lesser Restoration. It doesn't seem to do anything. Whatever's happening seems to be beyond standard restoration that you're aware of, at least. Maybe you need something stronger, maybe it's something else. But has everybody approached this party now, or are each of you kind of with them?
I guess I'm standing next to the Hollow Legionnaire.
Okay. And Zoriva, did you approach as well?
Yeah, I mean, the next thing I would try is mending on the armor directly.
All right. So, you step up. Do you ask first, or you just kind of do it?
Oh, no, I'd ask. I think I've learned to ask at this point. Or I vaguely have a notion of, remembering to ask before I do things. So, do you mind if I take an attempt to see if I can help you?
Take a stab, see if I can
Take a stab at it.
Did I say stab or step? I thought I said step. Okay.
No, it sounded like you were about to say, do you mind if I take a stab at it?
I
and
thought
then
about
change
it.
your
I
mind.
hesitated.
Yeah. We can tell that's what you're about to say. You hear the Hollow Legionnaire kind of groans a little bit, but then the companion's like, yes, I mean, go ahead, try anything, really. You try mending, and although it looks like the armor starts to mend itself for a moment, the rust kind of immediately comes back. I would like each of you to roll a Constitution check at disadvantage.
Shit.
Constitution check, not saving throw, right?
Well, 18.
I think it would be a save. Let me double check.
Oh.
I gotta check rules. It is a save.
It's a save.
Don't
if-
matter, because it's an 18 for me.
Okay, what is your, do you have any bonuses to your saves in con, Marigold?
It's
I
plus
doubt
one.
it. I doubt it.
Plus one!
+1. Okay. Just checking. I need to know the numbers. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, you already have it. You have a save. Good. All right, so... Anyway, let's go on. You, What?
What? I do have a friend in every town, so... shit.
We're fine.
Alright.
Everything's fine.
I think I know someone here. God, who do I know here?
Accrued is a well-known trade town. You could know a traveling salesman. You could know a bard who hails from Accrued. You could
Definitely
know...
a bard. Can't remember his name for the life of me, but I'll know his face when I see it.
All right. So as you all kind of hang back, this party realizes, you know, whatever you're trying isn't working, which is no slight on you. You've given them 100 gold to try and get through the gates. So they go up to the gates and try again. Sir, we were able to pool together some resources, and would this suffice to prove that we come to trade? And the guard, well, let me see it. All right, yes, that is enough. Were you the ones asking if 100 would be enough? And there's kind of, you know, shakes of their head. Well, regardless, come on through. You can come through and trade. Please be advised that there is a curfew of 10 p.m. in place. You will need to be staying at an inn before that happens. All right? Enjoy the city of Accrued with the golden gates. Come on in. And your friend should really see a doctor. He's not looking good.
What sort of classist bullshit is this? You have to have money to come in here and stay in an inn. Fucking hell.
It's very rude.
Capitalism.
I find that capitalism in general is very rude.
Indeed.
Love how I know what capitalism is, even though I barely know what anything else is.
Zariva knows the important things. Capitalism bad.
Ancient Drendali memory there. Capitalism is the worst.
All right, do the rest of you try and enter the city now that
Sure.
you see that the other party is heading to a doctor.
Yeah.
All right, so you approach the guard, and you get the same speech. Let me pull my notes up again.
You don't need to see my ident card.
That's the people you are looking for.
As you approach, the guard says once again, all who enter here must show proof of residency, business, or potential trade within the city. Can you produce these documents or coin?
I just hold up 100 gold in a bag. There we go.
He, holds out his hand to take a look.
Chunk.
It feels that it is, seems to be the correct amount. Hands it back. All right, that is enough. Welcome to Accrued, the city of the Golden Gates. Come on through. We have fine establishments. You can find that we have some of the finest food in all of the desert, and quite a large array of various merchants that can get you some very fine goods for your coin. Please come through. There is a 10 p.m. curfew in effect, so please make sure you have an inn before that takes effect. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Next.
Quick question, actually.
Yes.
Oh god, what was his name? Elgafar. Is he still performing here? Has he moved on?
Elgafar, oh, yes. He was, actually just performing in the tavern last night. He should still be in the city. I haven't seen him leave.
Oh, good. He owes me a broken nose. Come on! It's just...
I don't think that's a debt that you want to collect.
Right.
I mean, why would you want a broken nose?
No. I owe him a broken nose.
Oh.
He broke my nose.
Oh, well, that was very rude of him.
Oh, absolutely. But I probably deserved it.
All right.
Would you like help with collecting the debt of a broken nose? Do you want it snapped off or still attached?
I don't know. See how I feel when I see him, if I see him.
So, you enter through the golden gates of Accrued. This music is so, jazzy. Gotta get to my notes again. As you pass through the gates, you are kind of assaulted by the sounds of a bustling metropolis, even this early in the morning. It seems that trade and luxury are all around you. You spot more finery in 1 minute passing through these gates than perhaps any of you have seen throughout your travels, and you found a lot of treasure. I would like you all to roll a perception check for me.
Hearing, sight.
This would be, you could do either.
Too worried about spotting Elgifar here.
All right. So, we'll basically leave it with this for the night, and we'll even let the party next week roll for this perception check as well to kind of see what you all see as you enter the town. But for now, I'll give you a little taste. Zasa, you in particular notice that the guards on the wall are staring kind of anxiously. They're on edge, and they're watching the southwest as if waiting for something. And then Zariva, you notice that. Sorry, Zariva, you notice that the guards are staring out to the southwest, kind of anxiously waiting for something. It looks like. Zasa, you realize that. You spot a vendor nearby that's selling cure-alls, who seems busier than they should be. Usually cure-alls aren't exactly something that draws a lot of attention, but this stall is a-bustlin'. And then, finally, Marigold, you spot a perfume vendor. The scents coming from the stall are like those you have never smelled before.
Good or bad?
Generally good, but it is a little bit of an assault on the senses.
Fair enough.
It's a lot.
Interesting.
With that, welcome to Accrued. And next week, you'll get to explore more and maybe find out what was going on with that Hollow Legionnaire.
And next
Totally
week, do you
planned.
mean the week after?
I do mean the week after. Next time we play. So, with that,
Second.
everyone, we are going to be off next week for the holidays, but we will be back. Let me look at the calendar. Yes, we will be back on the 2nd in the new year to continue this and hopefully have our whole crew back. We definitely missed Candy and Shawnee today because we love them dearly, and also because, you know, the party could have used a little bit of help. But also we just miss them because they're wonderful humans.
They are.
They are. They're so good. I love them. All right.
Agreed.
So, we're going to go around and we're going to introduce ourselves, introduce what you do, say a little bit about yourselves. Rune, who are you and what do you do?
Hello, I'm Rune. I have been your extra bard Marigold. I make art for Cubicle 7 on Age of Sigmar Soulbound and other things. You can find me on the internet at RuneSale on Twitter, ArtStation, all of them places. I stream on Sundays, and yeah, that's about it. That's me.
That is you. Sweeta, who are you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm Sweeta. I have been your cryomaniac, oozy duckling. I make digital experiences. You can find me on Twitter at teletechphiliac, where I yell about a lot of different things.
Very nice. And finally, Hiromi, who are you? What do you do?
Hey, I'm Hiromi. I write a lot of stuff. I write RPGs and freelance on other games, including Scarredlands with Dead Man's Rust, that is in its last few days a Kickstarter. You can also find my all my queer fiction on my Amazon author page with the link down there. You can watch me rant about a wide range of subjects on Twitter, which yesterday included magic, as in sleight of hand, and a particular evolution of English, which, you know, was just sure, why not?
Definitely check out all these people. They are wonderful and I love them. I have included the link to the Kickstarter for Dead Man's Rust in the Twitch chat. Please check it out. Back it if you haven't already. It is a very, very cool mega adventure, and maybe some of the things that we've talked about today have something to do with it. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? But
A little bit.
just a little, maybe a little bit. But I would like to remind you all that tonight at 8:30 Central Standard Time on my channel, twitch.tv/rolltheroll, we are having a charity one-shot for Monster of the Week. It is called Murder on the Polar Express, and we're benefiting No Kid Hungry. You can win dice. You can win cool stuff for Roll20, and from Evil Hat Productions, who make Monster of the Week. You can win the game Monster Prom, which is just a really fun game, and I really recommend it if you haven't played it. Come join us for a good time. You can, if during game you donate $5, $10, or $20 to our Titlify, you can make us do ridiculous things, such as have mistletoe appear above 2 characters of your choosing, which will probably be hilarious. You can make the player of your choice use a Christmas song title or lyrics in their next dialogue. Or for $20, you can make the whole stream use Santa and elf voices for 1 minute, which, considering we're investigating a murder, will probably be very, very fun. For anybody who missed it, this is my elf voice, and I am so happy, and I can't wait to see you all later. I'm going to post the links in the chat, so please join us. It'll be a good time for a good cause, and, you know, No Kid Hungry helps prevent food insecurity for kids. $1 can feed a kid up to 10 meals. So join us for a great time tonight. The links are in the chat, and I hope to see you all. I am Corinne. I have been your DM. You can find me as Manic Pixie Girl on Twitter, in general on Roll the Roll, or running the stream. We will see you all in 2 weeks. That is January 2nd. And definitely back Dead Man's Rust. And come join us tonight if you want to see just a ridiculous holiday festive game. For a good cause. Hope you have a great night. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Goodbye, everyone.
Wash your hands. Wear a mask.
Happy whatever the fuck you celebrate.
Yes, happy whatever you
Yeah,
celebrate.
happy whatever the fuck you celebrate.
See you in 2021.
Happy holidays. See you in 2020. And I hope your New Year's is fantastic.
I hope this year's better than the last.
This year's got to be better.
Whoa, what the shit?
What?
That was amazing. That was amazing.
What?
Sasa did a thing.
Sasa did a science thing.
Oh.
Totally science. It's science.
Oh. Join us for science and magic next time on Purge of the Serpentholds. Bye, everyone. For real this time.
Bye.
No, seriously, wash your fucking hands.
Wash your hands,
Yay.
please. It's not
Stay away from
magic.
people.
It's not
Stay away
magic.
from
It's
people.
science. It's science.
Don't travel. Stay home.
Stay the fuck home. Thank you. Good night.